Hello, and welcome to another core workout. I'm going to title this one Rock and Roll because we're going to do a lot of rolling to stay in flexion, engage the front part of our core, and also because um, I love rock and roll. I'm a Joan Jett and the Blackhearts fan. I've seen them in concert only 3 times, but hopefully more. So we're going to start it off with a little bit of music as we do our warm-up, and I hope you love this rock and roll core workout. All right, lunging side to side. Don't worry, you only have to listen to one of their songs. Just warming up, waking up those muscles, the mind. And then let's hold it to one side. Big ol' reach. Stretch it out. And then reverse it. Lunging to the opposite side. If you've never seen Joan Jett and the Blackhearts in concert, I encourage you. It's phenomenal, the energy. She's 70 plus years old. And bring it center. Nice job. Let's go ahead and toe heel the legs in. Feet hip distance apart. We're going to do some mini squats. Little ones, little teeny tiny. Sit, stand. Feeling like you're reaching, sitting back for a stool. Bar stool. Just kidding. Breakfast bar stool. So sit back, stand tall. Sit back, stand tall. If you want to go a little deeper, add a counterbalance. Sit, stand tall. Sit, stand tall. Knees tracking between our second and third toe. Good functional mobility. Two more. Remember, the glutes are part of our core. Next time, let's go down and hold. If you want, hands here, here. Get a little crazy. Lift the heart. Good. Straighten the legs. Nice work. Standing one leg balance. Grounded on our right leg up to tabletop. Just hold. Snug through the low abdomen, our transversus abdominis. And then lower that foot to the floor. Grounded on our left leg up. Sing along if you want. I won't because I'll make you sick. And step it down. Take those legs nice and wide again. Lunging side to side. This time a little deeper. Remember, if your body doesn't allow or doesn't like it, just come up higher, as high as you'd like, as you need. And then holding to one side, turn around, lunge. Big old stretch. You're going to step the back leg in and out. In and out. In and out. One more. In and out. Pivot to the other side. Big old lunge. Pivot. Step it in and out. In and out. Two more. In and out. Last one. In and out. We'll shut that down. Great job on the warm-up. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to come down onto our backs. So going right into our rolling, we're going to roll up. So legs out strong, straight, or knees bent, hands behind the thighs for a little assistance. We're going to sit tall, roll the pelvis away from the femur, rolling down, one vertebra at a time, arms reach overhead. And then up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin in, roll up. Again, grab behind the thighs for a little support. Sit tall, arms float, roll the pelvis away from the femur. Your legs will drag on the ground. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck and roll. Again, it's okay to grab behind the thighs. Try to keep the feet anchored as best you can. Remember, knees can be bent. For a little aid. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck and roll. So again, either works. You decide what's best for you today. Remember, as I cue you through the exercises, you don't have to do them all. You can add your own little flair, your little twist. So again, controlling our descent. We're trying to roll up and not lift up. So it's a roll. Nice. Let's go and do 2 more of these. So again, roll up, rock and roll. I love rock and roll. Let's do one more. Good job. Nice work. Let's go over to a plank. So our hands and toes, forearms and toes, forearms and knees, hands and knees. So again, what works best for you? Just nice and strong, hands underneath our shoulders, big hands. You can do fists for wrists if that's better for you. Again, low belly snug, pulling up and in, upper back flat. Try not to be rounded, lengthen. Draw the shoulder blades down, collarbones are wide. And right into T. Right hand underneath our right shoulder, open up to our left. Right knee can be down or up. Feet can be staggered or stacked. Top hand can be at the hip. Again, make a nice straight line as best you can. Try not to have the hips back and the chest forward. And we're going to change sides. Rotate, left hand underneath the left shoulder, open up to your right. Again, left knee up or down. Push the floor away. Strong T-stand. Good. De-rotate. Let's come to our forearms. Knees or toes. Reach through the heels. You can bring your feet closer together, narrower base, upper back flat. And breathe. Good job. Lower the knees down. Let's come on to our backs again. And we're just going to start with a couple of bridge rolls. Feet hip distance apart. Pelvic tilt. We're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. Aim our knees over the toes. Inhale. And exhale, melt down. Scoop and hollow out the low belly. Just a couple of these. Roll up. Melt down. Once more, roll up. And melt down. Good job. Circle the knees around into the chest. We're going to do our rolling like a ball. So hands on the knees, the shins. You can go behind the thighs if it's not quite comfortable for you to reach. You're going to get a nice little ball. See, the more rounded you are, the better it is for the front part of your core. So we don't want to lengthen out. We want to stay in flexion. Round the spine. We're going to roll back, roll up, roll back, roll up. On the third one, we're going to stick it. So I call this roll and stick. It's okay to wiggle around like I just did. Again, gaze down towards the pelvis. Spine is rounded. Again, 3 rocks. Rock and roll. One more. Stick it at the top. And now let's do 2 rocks and 1 stick. So rock and roll. Rock and stick. Nice. Relax the shoulders. Hands as light as possible on our legs. So we use more of our core and less arm strength. Let's do one more. Stop at the top. And now 1 rock, 1 stick. So rock and stick it. Rock and stick it. Rock and stick it. One more. Rock and stick it. Great job. Feet flat. Drape your chest over your thighs. Let's roll down again. Arms out to T. Legs up to tabletop. So knees above the hips. Make sure they don't stray away or it's going to hurt your low back. And all we're going to do is touch our feet to the floor, just nice and easy. Low belly snug, pull it in. Just tap and lift. Tap, these are toe taps. So arms out to the side, position A. If you want it harder, position B, arms hover off the floor a couple inches. Position 3, roll through the head, neck, and shoulders. So basic, seems pretty easy, but trust me, you're working it here. So mix it in. The more challenging with the less challenging. And tap. Pelvis doesn't move. Snug through the low belly. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Go ahead and roll down. 1 foot to the ground at a time. Let's roll over onto our bellies. We're going to go onto our forearm on the right side and return to our T-stand. So right knee up or down, top arm lifted, or reach overhead. So just push the floor away. Again, engage the glutes. Think about drawing the hip bones closer together. And breathe. Head in line with the spine. And now, rotate towards the floor, forearm plank, knees or toes, feet wide or narrow, upper back flat. Good job. Now let's go over to our left. So roll over onto the left forearm. Right hand at the hip, overhead, bicep next to the ear. Again, keep the hips high, glutes engaged. Good. Top arm lifts. De-rotate, come back to your forearms, toes or knees. Keep breathing. And lower on down. Good job. Come on to our glutes again. And now we're going to do our seal. So a seal. Knees go wide, hands face the ceiling. We reach around and grab the outside of our ankles. So again, I want you to be in flexion. So round your back. Make it the curviest C-spine you can be. Gaze towards your pelvis the whole time. So keep the head down. You're going to roll back and stop at the top. So again, you may overshoot it. Your legs may go out and in. You may touch. Just try not to. So you're going to roll back and try to stick it at the top. As you need more of a challenge, don't use your hands quite so much. Make it a lighter grip or just one finger on the feet. So rock and roll and breathe. Exhale on the way up if you can. Seal. Let's do 2 more. You can do it. 1 more. Great job. Feet flat to the floor. We're going to go into our tabletop. So working on hip extension, glute activation. Remember, our glutes are part of our core. Fingers point towards our glutes. We'll lift our bottom off the ground, a little or a lot. Okay, so base move, feet hip distance apart. Trying to get our thighs parallel with the ground, knees over the ankles, not over the toes or behind. All right, so stay here. Or if you want more of a challenge, you can drop the hips a little bit and then kick with the foot. So it's a drop and a kick. Drop, kick, a little can-can. Good. Remember, you can stay up or down. Again, keep the hips stationary. You can take a break. Kick, drop, kick, drop, kick. Nice and strong. Good. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Go ahead and lower the hips down. Roll on down. We're going to do our reverse curls. Excuse me. So 1 leg in the air at a time. Let's have the knees bent. So not at 90, but here. Arms are light, palms down for a little more assistance, palms up for a little less. Across your chest for no assistance at all. Don't dig those elbows in. So we're going to roll through the glutes, trying to use our abs to make the motion happen and not just pull with our legs. It's real easy just to use the legs, but I want you to think about using your abs to do a reverse curl, a reverse roll. So once again, rock and roll. Another thing you can think about is me doing a little punch below your belly button every time you pull in and roll through the sacrum and the low back. Roll in and out. In and out. 1 more. In and out. Now, bend the knees. So we went for the hardest one now. Got a little pre-fatigue. We're going to go for the one that's a little easier. Palms down, palms up, across your chest. And we're going to roll in and out. Exhale. Again, think about me punching you in the low belly. Every time you draw the knees in, roll in, roll back. Roll in and back. If you want it harder yet, roll through the head, neck, and shoulders. Arms can float off the floor or reach overhead. Again, doing what's right for you. Want you to feel it in the low belly area, transversus abdominis. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. 1 foot to the floor at a time. Arms reach overhead, legs are long. Arms reach for the ceiling. Lightly tuck the chin in. Let's roll up. And we're going to go back to tabletop. All right, so fingers point towards the hips, feet hip distance apart. And we're going to lift the hips a little or a lot. So again, we can stay here. Again, stationary, static endurance. Or if you want to add a little bit of movement, we're going to drop the hips and this time reach with the arm. So it's drop, lift, drop, lift. Use your glutes. Drive through the heels. Lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Breathe. 8, 7, 6. Try not to toe out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Go ahead and lower the hips down. Roll over onto our bellies again. Hands and toes, forearms and toes. Left leg lifts, hips square, long neck. Relax the shoulders, widen the collarbones. Think about rock and roll music, maybe your favorite song, your favorite band. And lower the left foot down. Right leg lifts. Hips are level, low belly snug, neck is long, and we're breathing. Good job. Lower the foot down, drop the knees down, sit back, push back into extended child, hips to the heels. Head to the ground if it reaches comfortably. If it doesn't, keep it up. And draw the hands in, roll on up. Let's come onto our backs again. So roll down. Arms out to T. Palms down for most assistance, a little less, none at all. We're just going to do a very, very, very small rotation. So we don't want the shoulders to move. We want to think about moving from the waistline and below. We're going to let our knees go to the right. Just a little. Squeeze those inner thighs towards each other, then exhale, bring your legs center. Knees above your hips, don't let them stray or you'll hurt your back. And now lower to the left. Squeeze those inner thighs towards each other, don't let your legs splay apart. And then bring it back center. Exhale, come in. Again, waistline and below. So we don't want the ribs to move as we do this one. Palms down. A little harder. Palms up. A little harder. Arms across your chest. Again, try to keep those thighs together. Good. Exhale. It's a small motion. Don't try to make it big. Let's do one more each way. You can do it. One more. Beautiful. One foot to the ground at a time. Let's go ahead and roll up, legs long. Do as many rolls as we can. Lightly tuck the chin, rolling ourselves up. Going to go back to tabletop. So our tabletop on this one is we're going to go opposite arm and opposite leg. So base move is keeping your bottom down on the ground and still just reaching with the opposite arm, opposite leg. Tabletop, static. If you want, you can stay here. Try not to let the knees bow open. Or if you want, you're going to drop and lift. Drop and lift. So it's a kick and a reach. Just a kick, just a reach. Remember, your bottom can be on the ground. Explode. Explode. Drive it up through the heel. Breathe. Breathe. This will get your heart rate up. Core work. You can do it. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Go ahead and lower the hips down. Let's roll on down. And we're going to do reverse curl with a little bit of more of a legs long. So legs up. If your body allows, legs straight. Palms down, palms up, arms across your chest. So hard, harder, hardest. Same thing. We're going to try to roll through the glutes. Roll through the glutes, through the lower back. Chin lightly tucked. If you're like, my body doesn't like this, bend the knees a little or a lot and continue to do your reverse curl. So again, just a little variety with the legs straight. Think about me punching you in the low belly area. Roll in, roll out. Again, you got to breathe. The transversus abdominis, that low belly muscle that runs horizontally across our low belly, is also a muscle of respiration. That's why we encourage you to exhale upon exertion. It helps you engage that. You want to try to get the core do as much work as possible. That way our limbs don't have to do work quite so hard. Let's do one more. Great job. Bend the knees, one foot to the ground at a time. Let's roll on to our bellies again. And so now we're going to do going from face down to T-stand, face down to T-stand on the opposite side. So it can be hands and toes, or forearms and toes, or knees. So start with the plank, upper back flat, and we're going to open up to our left. Inhale, and exhale, derotate. Inhale, and exhale, open to our right. And just continue to move at your own speed. Try to have the elbows underneath the shoulders. You can go slower or faster. Just want to try to keep that upper back flat in the plank, shoulders and hips in the same plane. As we do our T-stand, you can do it a couple more. And return center and hold. Breathe. Low belly snug. Reach through the heels if you're up on those toes. Breathe. And lower to the knees. Push back into extended child again. Knees together or apart. And draw the hands in. Roll up. Let's come back onto our backs. Going to do 100. So legs up, arms by your side, hover off the mat if you want a little harder, off the ground. Roll through the head, neck, and shoulders, and then start to do your pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're like, okay, I think I want it harder. Then extend your legs out, point the toes, about a 45-degree angle away from the body. You can pump or not pump. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes this helps people engage and make sure they breathe. Pull the low belly in. You shouldn't feel it in your low back. Your low back should be imprinted flat to the floor. You're like, oh, I want a little less. Bring the knees in. Again, not here. That'll hurt. Here. Feel it in your neck. One hand, light support. Or bring the head down. Remember, even having the legs in the air, you're using your abs just to hold them up. Knees above the hips or even in a little bit for more support. Legs out and in, coming in and out of different positions as much as you want. Chin lightly tucked like we're holding a small orange between the chin and the chest. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in, hands on the knees, roll down, and now let's just rock side to side. So a little rock and roll once again. And bring it center. All right, going to roll into a ball. We're going to go back to our rock and stick. So we're going to roll back and rock, stick it at the top. Again, the more rounded you are, even with that low back area, the more you're going to use your core, the front part of your core. So remember, our core isn't just our abs, it's also our back, it's also our hips, our glutes. So stay rounded. Rock and stick. Rock and stick. 2 more. Rock and stick. 1 more. Rock and stick. Feet flat. Drape your chest over your thigh. Roll on down. Let's go ahead and hug our right knee into our chest. Left knee is bent. Try not to dig into the ground. Just stretching out a little bit here. And then we're going to switch. Right foot down, left leg in. Long neck, shoulders down. And then release the tension, both legs in. Roll through the head, neck, and shoulder. Grab behind the thighs. If your body allows, grab the shins. Or if your body allows, grab the outside of your feet. So see how little of a ball, how tight of a ball you can get into. Knees towards your nose. Good. Keep pulling the knees in. And release. Good job. 1 foot to the ground at a time, arms by your side. Going to finish with just a couple of bridge rolls to make sure that spine's moving well. At the finish of our practice, pelvic tilt, roll up, and melt down. Feet hip distance apart. Try not to let the knees bow out. Think about the middle of our knees tracking between our second and third toes. So again, good body alignment. Good. Let's do one more. Pelvic tilt. Roll up and melt down. Good job. Legs long. Arms reach overhead. Inhale, reach for the ceiling. Lightly tuck the chin in, rolling ourselves all the way back up. All right. So I hope you liked our core rock and roll practice. Joan Jett, I love rock and roll. Remember I encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you have easy access to all the videos so that you can repeat them when your time doesn't allow you to do them at the club. So work hard, share, and repeat your practice. Remember, you don't have to do it all. You can just do part. Thank you so much.